Most people think ChatGPT is the most powerful AI in the world. It's not. It's not even close. Right now, there are models so capable that researchers are running out of benchmarks hard enough to actually challenge them. One of them was so powerful that the United States government ordered it shut down. Another one you've probably never heard of, built in China, is quietly outperforming models that cost 10 times more to run. So today, we're going through the 9 strongest AI models in the world right now, starting from number 9 and working our way up to the most powerful system ever built and deployed. These are ranked by real benchmark scores, not marketing claims. Let's get into it. Number 9. Llama 4. Meta released Llama 4 as a fully open source model, which means anyone in the world can download it, run it, and modify it for free. But what makes it genuinely powerful isn't just the price. Llama 4 has a context window of 10 million tokens. To understand what that means, GPT-4 had a context window of 128,000 tokens. Llama 4's window is roughly 78 times larger. That means it can read and reason over an entire software code base, a decade of financial reports, or a full library of documents in a single session without losing track of any of it. For businesses and researchers who need massive document analysis without paying per token to a closed provider, Llama 4 completely changes what's possible. The fact that it's open source under a permissive license makes it the most accessible frontier-adjacent model ever released. Number 8. Deepseek V4. Deepseek is a Chinese AI lab that most people outside the research community had never heard of until early 2025, when it released a model that genuinely shocked the industry. Deepseek V4 is fully open source under an MIT license, meaning it can be run entirely on your own hardware with no API costs, no usage limits, and no data sent to any external server. That makes it the top choice for air-gapped environments, compliance-heavy industries, and anyone who needs frontier-level AI without the privacy trade-offs. On reasoning benchmarks, Deepseek V4 scores within a few percentage points of GPT 5.5, a model that costs dramatically more to run. The AI industry largely assumed that frontier quality required the resources of OpenAI or Google. Deepseek proved that assumption wrong, which is exactly why its release caused such a reaction across Silicon Valley. Number 7. Grok 4.3. Grok is built by xAI, Elon Musk's AI company, and version 4.3 is the current flagship. On SWE Bench, which measures a model's ability to solve real software engineering tasks from GitHub issues, Grok 4.3 leads with a score of 75%. That's the highest raw coding benchmark score of any publicly accessible model. It also has one capability no other model on this list has: direct, real-time access to data from X, formerly Twitter, which gives it up-to-date information on breaking events without needing a web search tool. In Alpha Arena, an experiment where AI models were given real capital to trade in live financial markets, Grok 4.3 was the only model that finished profitable, with 4 of the top 6 spots taken by Grok variants. Current access is available through the Super Grok subscription at $30 per month. Number 6. GPT 5.5. GPT 5.5 is OpenAI's current flagship, released in April 2026 on GPQA Diamond, which tests expert-level knowledge across biology, chemistry, physics, and mathematics. GPT 5.5 scores 92.8% on ARC-AGI-2, a benchmark specifically designed to test abstract reasoning that models cannot memorize their way through. GPT 5.5 scores 85%, the highest of any model on that specific test. It also leads every other model in creative writing quality according to the Creative Writing V3 benchmark, where it has held the top position since late 2025. GPT 5.5 is built as a unified system that intelligently routes prompts. A quick question goes to a fast internal model, while a complex problem gets escalated to a deeper reasoning layer automatically. It powers ChatGPT, which remains the most widely used AI product in the world with over 800 million users. Number 5. Gemini 3.1 Pro. Google released Gemini 3.1 Pro in February 2026, and it immediately posted leading scores on 13 of 16 benchmarks at launch. On GPQA Diamond, it scores 94.3%, the highest of any publicly available model on that specific benchmark. It runs on a sparse mixture of experts architecture, which means instead of activating the entire model for every query, it selectively activates only the relevant expert layers, making it significantly more efficient at scale. Its context window sits at 1 million tokens, and it is genuinely multimodal, meaning it can reason over text, audio, images, video, PDFs, and entire code repositories in a single session. Google kept the pricing identical to the previous generation despite the major capability jump, which made it immediately popular with developers and researchers who had been using Gemini 3 Pro. Number 4. Claude Opus 4.8. Claude Opus 4.8 is Anthropic's strongest publicly available model and the current overall leader on the LLM Stats Composite Leaderboard with a score of 67.9, ahead of GPT 5.5 at 62.9. On SWE Bench Verified, the standardized coding benchmark, Opus 4.8 scores 88.6%. On SWE Bench Pro, which uses harder and more recent tasks, it scores 69.2%. It also leads the code arena with an ELO rating of 2,138, reflecting real user preferences in live head-to-head coding comparisons. In practice, Opus 4.8 powers Cursor and Windsurf, the two most popular AI coding editors in the world, which means millions of professional developers are using it as their daily driver. It can output up to 128,000 tokens in a single pass, making it the best model for long-form writing, complex documents, and multi-step research tasks. Number 3. Claude Mythos Preview. Claude Mythos Preview is not publicly available. It is an unreleased frontier model that Anthropic has shared with a small number of trusted research organizations as part of a program called Project Glasswing. On GPQA Diamond, the hardest expert-level reasoning benchmark currently in use, Mythos Preview scores 94.6%, the highest score ever recorded on that test by any model. It sits above every publicly released model in existence on pure reasoning capability. The reason it remains unreleased is cybersecurity concerns. At its capability level, the potential for misuse in areas like autonomous cyber attacks or advanced biological research is significant enough that Anthropic has decided the model requires controlled access before any broader release. Number 2. Fable 5. Fable 5 is Anthropic's first public frontier tier model and the most powerful AI system most people will ever be able to access. Released on June 9th, 2026, it immediately posted the highest scores any model had ever recorded on standard benchmarks, 95.0% on SWE Bench Verified and 80.3% on SWE Bench Pro. 3 days after release, on June 12th, a United States government export control directive ordered Anthropic to disable access for all foreign nationals worldwide. Every customer everywhere lost access overnight. The suspension lasted 18 days. On July 1st, 2026, the controls were lifted and Fable 5 returned to general availability. The fact that a government felt a commercial AI model was powerful enough to require an emergency export restriction tells you more about where we are in AI development than any benchmark number could. Number 1. Mythos 5. Mythos 5 is the most powerful AI system ever built and deployed. It is the restricted twin of Fable 5, running without the safety classifier layer that limits Fable 5's outputs. It is cleared exclusively for approved United States government and military organizations. The general public will never have access to it. On SWE Bench Pro, it scores above 80% in vendor testing, and its reasoning capabilities place it above every other system on every benchmark where results have been disclosed. Anthropic has published almost no technical details about Mythos 5 beyond what appears in controlled briefings. What is known is that its capability level was directly responsible for triggering the government export control action that temporarily took down Fable 5. Alongside it, a model so capable that its existence alone changed US government policy in a single day. That is number 1, and those are the 9 strongest AI models in the world right now, from open source models anyone can download to restricted government systems most people will never see. The gap between where AI was 2 years ago and where it is today is genuinely difficult to measure. And based on how fast this list has changed, the ranking you just watched will probably look different in 6 months.